So, a few hours ago, I came out here to get the mail. But then it was really nice out. Dark but warm. I'm trying not to huff and puff when I'm talking here, but I'm out of breath. I decided to start cutting the spot, or not cutting, but clearing. I had a few weeds to cut to put my greenhouse back up, which usually goes right here, but the ground there is so bumpy. I was trying to find a little bit smoother spot, which is impossible because it's all old bumps and stumps and everything under the ground. And I definitely don't have the energy to dig it up. And I don't have the resources to bring in fill. But anyway, I cut some branches and I was making the spot to put up this greenhouse, which I've run out of days, so I'm not going to get it up now. But anyway, I thought, well, this looks like a pretty good spot. There's nothing dead that's going to come down on my head immediately. Except for, I don't know if you can see it, there's one tree right here, dead center. That one is dead. And I thought, oh, nuts. Oh, well. But I was just talking to myself and I was, doing those imaginary scenarios in my head. If I just had a bow and an arrow, I would tie a cord to the arrow and shoot it up through the trees there, and it would just grab and whip itself around, and I could pull on it and pull it down. Or even if I had to cut it, I could pull on it and pull it down. So anyway, that was my thought. And now this is the weirdest, most random synchronicity in the world. So anyways, I was looking up at it and I was just dragging a few branches and stuff into this little spot here. And I stopped and looked and I saw a tiny little fleck of bright red right there at the base of the tree. A little fleck of red about the size of a ladybug. And I thought it was a ladybug. I bent over to say hello, and I realized it was a piece of plastic. So I, oh darn, I'll pick up the piece of plastic. And I went to pick it up, and it went down into the ground further. So I'm digging away at it, and I start pulling at it. And oh my God, the most random coincidence, synchronicity in the world. Because right after I said, I wish I had a bow and an arrow, this is the red that I found in the ground. And I started pulling it. That's what I found. An arrow. Isn't that just the weirdest, strangest coincidence? Not coincidence, it's synchronicity. It's just the weirdest fifth dimension, alternate universe, oh look, type of thing ever. I was just flipping right out about that. I have a lot of synchronicity in my life. A lot. And I try to pay attention to it, but it's so random that, it's just really weird. Anyway, there's more to the story. Well, not to that story, but some of you might remember I've had this teepee thing for a few years. It's been in a lot of my photos. It's been 5 or 8, I guess, perfectly straight sticks for the last 5 years. Nice and neat, tied together at the top, little teepee. Well, for some reason today, I just decided to keep going. I kept cutting more sticks and more sticks. And now this happened. And the only thing I was coming out here to do was get the mail. But anyway, I kept adding more sticks and more sticks. And now I'm starting to weave. Well, It looks a lot better in person than it looks on the screen. This looks pretty weird, scary, messy. And it looks messy here too, but I'm weaving side things and gathering branches that have lots of little twigs and just weaving it around. These are cattail rushes that I picked last fall to weave with over the winter, and then they got snowed under. But I'm weaving the walls. Peekaboo. Just to water in the pond, it's already dropped a foot. But anyway, I can find the stupidest wastes of time to hurt myself with and waste a few hours. But I really do have other work to do. But this is fun. Trying to get back far enough to actually see if I can hit a spot where it doesn't look ridiculously stupid. But anyway, strange day in the neighborhood.